I say that up the tape.
Hey, way to go. Coach, keep being great, man. Say what's on for.
Coach, if Cruz takes the dub, are you guys going for that
Man, I
Cruz?
call for Cruz all the time.
There you go. There you go.
Made him a star.
There you go.
We made him a star.
That's right. That's
We
it.
made him a star.
Y'all made who a star?
Cruz. Yeah. Like Tank, you become a star. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight.
The winners are us. We're the fans, the winners.
Yeah, y'all won tonight. Y'all see that? Y'all see that way in? Right now we're getting great fights. That's all we want to keep getting is what? Great fights. They keep saying boxing is done. It's never done. You just gotta let them youngest fight. That's it. I say that up the tape.
Hey, way to go. Coach, keep being great, man. Say what's on for.
Coach, if Cruz takes the dub, are you guys going for that
Man, I
Cruz?
call for Cruz all the time.
There you go. There you go.
Made him a star.
There you go.
We made him a star.
That's right. That's it.
Made him a star.
Y'all made who a star?
Cruz. Yeah. Like Tank, you become a star. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a
The
great
winners
fight.
are us. The winners are us. We're the fans, the winners.
Yeah, y'all won tonight. Y'all see that? Y'all see that way in?
What it do, what it do. It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man. Listen, I gotta break this down, and I just want to get my point across. I'm gonna try to do this without going off. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this video a little more calmer, cause I just want to get the message across. Most think I'm hating on Tank. Many think that I'm just always on Tank case, and I'm just on some Devin Haney shit and Team Devin Haney against Tank. That ain't what I'm on, bro. That's not what I'm on. Yeah, I like Devin Haney more, of course. And I think he's more of a fighter, and I think he's more hungry, of course. But I've always been a fan of Tank. But at this point, I don't I'm not rocking with you, bro. I'm just not right. I told you he reminded me of my little homie from Rillo. He was a little blood homie. I told you he used to knock out a Mexican at least once a week, you know? And he used to claim it was because he was on a Mexican unit with a bunch of Mexicans, and they jumped him, and so his payback is every time a Picer hit the dorm, he gonna jump on the Picers. Also, Rillo could fight, but we all know in prison that the Picers, them the ones straight from Mexico, and most of the time they really can't fight. They fight with their head, and they put their head down and get to just windmilling. And it's very easy to beat. So, Rillo used to pick his battles. And I told you, one time me and Rillo got into it on the back. And he tried that bully tactic. And when I let him know, all right, let's go on back there. Let's go on back to the joint. Let's fight. The whole energy changed. So he was just a battle picker. He could fight. He was a knockout artist. But he only picked certain battles. Anyway, I ain't going to get into that. But the point I just want to make is, if Tank was just rematching Cruz and that was just it, and he just felt like, that's I just want to get my get back. You feel like you didn't do some shit that you could have done, or some shit, or I guess you thought it was closer than what it really was. I don't know, but the problem that I'm having and that I will continuously have, especially with what bothers me more than Tank, is his Coach Calvin. At this point, that motherfucker's a rooster. You know, I just don't get it, bro. You an old school black man. I just don't get it, bro. I don't know where the soul of you motherfuckers have gone. You know, the thrill is gone. I just don't know. You know, but you know, it's a few left. Like Coach Cunningham, it's a couple brothers that they just don't say weird shit. And they always promote black fighters. Barry Hunter, he don't say weird shit. It's a lot of, they don't go out the way to try to praise a non-black fighter and act like he's the world's greatest. You know, like motherfuckers like Rozier and shit. You know, anyway, Rozier said Inoue was the best fighter in the world before he even beat Cool Boy. Anyway, so it's the fact that when you hear Coach Calvin and you hear Leonard Ellaby, when they mention Devin and Shakur's name, they both say the same thing: the money ain't right. I mean, it's not no money, and they gonna want more money and this and that. Whenever it's the black fighter, it's always about money. It's about money. Nobody knew Cruz before you fought him, bro. You can keep acting it like the Mexican money is so much better and it's so much bigger fighting the Mexican, bro. Nobody even knew who Cruz was. And, you know, people act like Mexican fans are so loyal and gonna buy some shit, bro. Mexican fans ain't loyal. Ain't no fans in boxing loyal. All fans will turn on you, bro. Mexican fans tune in because they hope that a Mexican fighter knock out the black fighter. That's it. It's not support of the Mexican fighter and his great, because Cruz never had a Mexican following until he fought Tank. Where was the loyalty in Mexican fans before Cruz fought Tank? Since Mexican money and Mexican fans are so much better. And why Jojo Diaz ain't selling? Why? What Mexican fighters are selling since the money is so much better? Canelo sold 500,000 in his last pay-per-view, and they still say he's the king of boxing. The Triple G Canelo 3, it didn't sell good, bro. But they still say so, and it's no diss. But if we are so convinced that Mexicans and fighting is so much bigger, why are there no Mexicans on pay-per-view? Canelo is the only Mexican fighter in boxing that's on pay-per-view. So evidently, like I said, there's no fan base that's loyal to me. It's just we the most disloyal, you know. And that's why I say it ain't even about Mexicans, bro. I talk shit about Mexicans and shit. I talk shit about everybody. But black folk, we ain't shit. We don't support our fighters. That's a fact. We don't. We group up and we section off who we support and shit like that. No, but nobody supports each other. But we definitely don't. We definitely don't. Bro, motherfuckers don't support Tank because he a black fighter. Black fans don't. They support him. Most of these youngsters like him because Lil Baby mentioned him in a song. Most motherfuckers like Tank because he got a rapper swag. He got the rapper look, all that, the tattoos, the rapper look, and he fucks with rappers. It's on some trending cool shit. You know, it ain't the support of a great black fighter. Motherfuckers don't even mention black when they mention Tank. It's just some trending shit, bro. That's why many fans would turn on him if he lose. Especially if he lose to a Mexican. And I'm finna make some wild predictions for you motherfuckers. I predict, because 20 years ago, you could have never convinced black fans that black fighters ain't the biggest stars. I'm telling you, this shit just started like 10, 15 years ago. 20 years ago, you couldn't have convinced black fighters or black fans that fighting a Mexican is the biggest shit. Or fighting some... No, we always knew that black on black fights was always the biggest shit. Sugar Ray Leonard Hearns, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. It's always been the biggest shit. So we living in times now where we got to cross over to make big money and to think that it's huge. So if we that far gone right now, in 5 to 10 more years, I'm telling 2 elite black fighters ain't gonna be able to fight on pay-per-view. Either they ain't gonna fight, or the promoters would tell them this fight cannot be on pay-per-view because black fighters don't sell. And it's gonna be black fans and black fighters arguing that shit and explaining how no, black fighters do not need to be on pay-per-view. It's not gonna sell, and they're gonna completely convince us that just black fighters don't sell. But the thing about it, what people fail to realize, whether black fans promote or support black fighters, you can't. The world love to see black fighters. So when Spence and Crawford fought, bro, everybody wanted to see it. It wasn't just black fans. So anyway, but yeah, I predict that. I predict that black fighters are not going to be on pay-per-view when they fight each other in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's going to be unheard of to see 2 black fighters on pay-per-view. It's going to be unheard of. Anyway, another prediction. Tank, it ain't a Mexican fighter in the world that's better than Tank. It ain't another black fighter, in my opinion, that's better than Tank. The only fighters I think is better than Tank is Shakur and Devin, and you know the Spencers, the Crawfords, the Jamels, Charlos of the world. But other than that, ain't nobody fucking with Tank. Ain't nobody fucking with him. So, but I'm just gonna tell you something, bro. When you keep testing that fire, because one thing I know, and it's no diss to no other fighters, but you keep fighting these hard hitting ass Mexicans that come forward, one of them gonna clip you. That's a fact. I predict if you continue your career and fight 20 more one of them Mexicans gonna catch you. One of them, and they ain't even gonna be on your level. They not even gonna be on your level as a fighter. One of them gonna clip you. One of them gonna end up clipping you, and you're gonna end up losing to a fighter that ain't nowhere near on your level, but can hit hard and caught you with the right shot at the right time. Happens all the time. So yeah, I predict that's gonna happen. Like I said, Coach Calvin, I've never seen no trainer so excited about a fucking rematch. And you know what pissed me off about Coach Calvin? Coach Calvin brag about how they made Cruz a star. How you made him a star and made him all that money, and you finna give him another check. I'm telling you, it just reminds me of this society we living in. It just reminds me of how there is no value in us. It's no value, bro. There is no value that we see within our motherfucking self. It's no value. Anytime you can be proud that you put money in a Mexican fighter's pockets, but when they ask you about a black fighter, you say he don't sell. Nah, bro, there's no pride in who the fuck you are. So that's what bothers me the most about it. It ain't even about who's Tank fight. It's the self-hate in it. It's the lack of value. It's how black people can be so comfortable saying, having no problem with him fighting another black fighter. But when he fight well, it's a crossover. If he fight Inoue, well, Inoue got Japan behind him. That's a crossover. Now they talking about him fighting this white boy that just knocked out a black fighter. What's that MMA boy, O'Malley? It's always some crossover shit. But you know the real reason, another reason what angers me about boxing and the fakeness of it. We always want to get racial, but we don't want to talk racial. Tank versus Ryan was completely racial. Tank versus Cruz would be completely racial. Tank versus Inoue would be completely racial. Him versus that O'Malley dude, that's a racial fight. But we don't never want to get racial. We just want to act like it's racial, bro. And we all know Tank is putting himself in, and this gonna be the blueprint for black fighters to put yourself in a position where you fighting a non-black fighter, and you will never get the credit when you beat him. But if he beats you, he becomes the face of boxing. Any non-black fighter that beats Tank will be the biggest star in boxing. I must tell you again, you can talk that 1.2 mil with Ryan. That shit never made Tank a bigger star. It never made you no bigger. But if Ryan had just knocked you down, bro, he'd be on every talk show. So, you know, it just reminded. That's how we lost our land. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, the grandkids started selling the land and shit, and just selling it, and now the Mexicans got it. You know, that's why Mexicans damn near running Texas and Cali and shit like that, and we just losing houses every day, and they building houses. And you motherfuckers still buying tacos from their taco trucks and shit. You know, motherfuckers just, at this point, bro, you can do anything with black folks, and you can do anything with black fans, and you can convince us of anything. And long as we riding with a certain black fighter, we don't give a fuck if he fight another black fighter. It ain't no pride in it. There's no demand. There's no demand. So, and true enough, fans are fake, because when you lose, they're going to turn on you. They're going to turn on Tank if he lose. They're going to turn on him. And so, and fans don't appreciate the greatness of fighters and the dedication and hard work that we put in the gym. I understand that, but there's no excuse to try to uplift another fighter, because like I said, bro, if Mexican fighters sold that much, why is there no other fighter that's a Mexican that's fighting on pay-per-view? Why Jose Ramirez ain't never been on pay-per-view? Why? Answer these questions. Since Mexican fighters are such a bigger market than black fighters, why are there no Mexicans on pay-per-view but Canelo? So until you motherfuckers can explain that shit to me, then I can agree that black and Mexican, and that's the biggest shit if a black fighter Mexican or some shit like that. But no, you can't convince me. One thing I know, it becomes the biggest shit because Mexicans just want to see a black fighter get knocked out. Can't stand us, bro. They can't stand losing to us. They can't, nowhere in life. That's why in prison, most riots are because a black dude beat up one Mexican. You can't take that L, bro. Then they come with the blaze and sneak attack and all that other kind of shit. So that's all it is. A bunch of jealousy. Most Mexicans, y'all jealous of us, bro. Let's just call it like you motherfuckers jealous of this sauce. And you're flat-footed. And you hate that we can move like, and that's why people say black fighters run. That's why they start sending run and just stand there and trade with me. Anyway, bro, I could explain this shit all day long, but that's all it is. It's like a value. That you can't speak past that shit. You can skip over it. You don't value black fighters. Coach Cap, Tank, none of them. Leonard, Floyd, none of them. Al, none of them. And most black fans don't value black fighters. And that's a fact. So yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.